Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about what races is the Mid-Ohio and the Atlanta race results for Cups in Xfinity at Atlanta and the Truck Series at Mid-Ohio. But before we get into that, let's first talk about next week's schedule race, which is New Hampshire. So the New Hampshire race, it will have just the Cups and the Xfinity Series along with the Whelen Modified Tour. So on Friday, July 14th, practice for the Whelen Modified Tour race. That will not be on TV. 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Practice for the Xfinity Series race at 5:05 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be on USA and NBC Sports. And 5:35 will be the Xfinity Series qualifying outside of that'll be on USA and streaming on NBC Sports at 5:35 p.m. Eastern Time. At 6:45 p.m. will be qualifying for the Whelen Modified Tour race. There'll be no TV action for that. Practice now on Saturday, July 15th. Practice now for the Cup Series at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be on USA, NBC Sports, PRN, and SiriusXM. At 12:50 p.m. will be qualifying for the Cup Series. That'll be on USA, NBC Sports, PRN, and SiriusXM. And then we'll first have the Xfinity Series race for the running 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the running of the Better Health 200. That'll be on USA, NBC Sports, PRN, and SiriusXM. And for the Whelen Modified Tour race at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for the running of the Mohegan Sun 100. That'll be on Flow Race if you're interested to watch that. And then on Sunday, July 16th, will be the Cup Series race at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the running of the Crayon 301. That'll be on USA, NBC Sports, PRN, and SiriusXM. So with New Hampshire out of the way, let's now talk about the Truck Series results. And the winner of Mid-Ohio in the Truck Series is Corey Heim. Pretty sure this is his third win of the season. Then you got Zane Smith, Christian Eckes, Stuart Friesen, Ben Rose, Matt Crafton, Ty Majeski, Matt Benedetto, Nick Sanchez, and Talent Ankrum, the ARCA Winner Series winner, rounds out the top 10. Then you got Grant Finger, Carson Hocevar, Chase Purdy, and the two rookies of Daniel Dye and Taylor Gray. The main thing I want to talk about is rain. I'm pretty sure in the beginning of this race there was some rain, so they had to obviously race with the wet tires on, and it was just spins galore. Like Matt Crafton spun out when trying to pass Marco Andretti. I'm pretty sure Carson Hocevar and I might be actually Chase Purdy. I'm pretty sure both of them got together at some point. So they were all over the place. Pretty sure Corey Heim, Zane Smith, even Christian Eckes. I'm pretty sure like the top 3, or even maybe like the top 5, they were all clean most of the time. Like there weren't really any issues for those guys. But for most drivers, outside, outside of the top 10, maybe there were quite a lot of issues. Obviously, other than Crafton, who tried to pass Marco Andretti, but kind of failed. And yes, it did say Marco Andretti. He was driving for Spy Motorsports in the 7 truck. Two drivers also failed to qualify, that being Josh Rayom and Caleb Costner, both of them driving for Rayom Brothers Racing. So pretty lucky there for that team. Hopefully they'll be back in whatever the next race for the Truck Series is. I can't remember though. But all in all, the race itself was kind of messy. It obviously did not help that there was rain on the track, so that obviously did not help. But Corey Heim, he continue his dominance in the Truck Series and continues to be definitely a championship favorite for the Truck Series as well in 2023. His yellow finishes outside of the top 20, obviously in 18th and 19th are actually IndyCar drivers of Connor Daly and Marco Andretti. Haley Deegan, the Guangdong Tigers would like to have a word with you. She has not been performing well at all this season. And then last place is Colby Howard, who had a transmission issue. So yeah, and there was literally the failed to qualify drivers. If I scroll down a bit further, Josh Rayom and Caleb Costner failed to qualify. Let's now move on now to the Xfinity Series results. So for the Xfinity Series at Atlanta, it was John Hunter Nemechek who won the race, and then we had Daniel Hemrick, Cole Custer, Justin Haley, Sam Mayer, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Sieg, Parker Kligman, Josh Williams, and Sammy Smith round out the top 10. Then you got Brent Moffitt, Austin Hill, Jeb Burden, Kaz Grala, and Jeremy Clemens round out the top 15. Main thing is, first, there was a multi-car wreck, which was caused by Herbst. I'm pretty sure Herbst had a tire going now, and then collided a bunch of drivers, including like Sam Mayer, Blaine Perkins, Sheldon Creed, Brendan Poole, Brandon Jones, Kyle Weatherman, Ryan Sieg, Anthony Alfredo, Josh Williams all involved. It didn't really matter to Mayo Williams, who still finished. But for everyone else, it was pretty big of a hit, especially for Ryan Sieg. He obviously he was not happy at all. He was actually running pretty well. I'm pretty sure he was inside of the top 10 when that happened. So Sieg, he was running well, but luckily I'm pretty sure his younger brother, I think Kyle Sieg, luckily he finished really well. So happy for Kyle. Yeah, I'm still waiting. I'm still hoping that Ryan Sieg can get his first win in the Xfinity Series. He's been close many times, and I hope this year he will get his first Xfinity Series win, because I think that would be amazing if he does. The other one I want to talk about is the color cars, especially Hemrick and Haley. Oh boy, I think everyone wants to obviously knows about it. If you don't know, it was basically a fuel mileage race after Lake Harsh. I'm pretty sure it was one of the Alpha Prime Racing cars who spun out. Might be wrong. Or it was Parker Chase. I have no idea. But it was a fuel mileage race, like basically overtime, 2 laps until the end, and Haley. It's basically said to Chandler Smith, who finished out on 20th, if you're wondering. Smith, he was also starting right behind Justin Haley. So he basically said, let's push, let's work together, let's win that, like, as a team. And he did not push Hemrick at all to catch up to Nemechek. It really reminded me of 2017, I'm pretty sure it was 2017 in the sprint showdown, when Kyle Busch was complaining to Alex Bowman for not pushing, and possibly getting up to, I'm pretty sure it was Joe Logano who won the race. Here is basically exactly the same thing, but Justin Haley, he said that he was sputtering, that's why, and pretty amazing though, since he basically rocketed past Hemrick at one point, but yeah, I'm just confused. It's also interesting to see as well that Haley actually got points. As you can see here, Justin Haley, 40 points. That's absolutely not supposed to happen, because the Cup Series guys can't get points in the Xfinity Series, and only the car can, but I guess the car gets the points. But still, that was just something I just realized, but yeah, there's... Like Hemrick, he was pissed off, which is understandable. I can understand his frustrations, and Justin Haley, he was just being a knob. I don't know what the hell he was doing. I don't know why he didn't even at least try and attempt to push Hemrick to at least maybe pass Nemechek for the win, because Hemrick still has not gotten a win at all this season. But we're probably gonna wait until maybe, I don't know, somewhere, I don't know, Daytona maybe. I have no idea. Let's have a look now at the other finishes outside of the top 15. Chandler Smith, obviously the pole sitter, he ran out of fuel. I'm pretty sure on the restart, so he ran out of fuel there. Other ones, Parker Chase, obviously he spun out. Pretty sure he caused the late race caution. Kyle Weatherman, Blaine Perkins, they were also part of the rank, including Brian Jones and Anthony Alfredo, Sheldon Creed, Riley Herbst, and Ryan Sieg. And down in last place is Greg Van Alst, who can't remember actually what happened to him. But he will be back in New Hampshire, which is a good sign. But yeah, no one failed to qualify for the Xfinity Series race. Let's now move on now to the Cup Series results. And the winner of the Cup Series race in Atlanta is William Byron in a rain-shortened race. And we got Daniel Suarez, AJ Allmendinger, Michael McDowell, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski. Shout out to JJ Yaley, I'm pretty sure to get his first top 10 in like years. Then we got Justin Haley, Ryan Blaney, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. rounding out the top 10. Then we got Eric Jones, Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, and Chris Buescher rounding out the top 15. Yeah, rain again happened. So just like I said, the race was shortened because of the race. So basically did get postponed, but it's a court official. William Byron won the race. A lot of people were not happy with this result, with this decision, but I can understand it. Do you guys really want a repeat of 2022 Daytona Coca-Cola 600? Do you really want a repeat of that? I don't think so. Especially NASCAR, they do not want a repeat of that. But either way, it was a really good race, surprisingly. saw a lot of people on social media basically praising praising this race was a phenomenal race, a really good race. Sadly, I couldn't really watch it because of time zones and stuff. But as I've been saying, really good race. So I'm happy that this is a great race as a whole, though. For NASCAR, for Atlanta Motor Speedway, and maybe it was a good idea to maybe convert Atlanta Motor Speedway to a super speedway, but we'll see more in the future if that is obviously a good decision. But either way, a great race. William Byron, pretty sure, gets his 4th win of the season, maybe his 5th win of the season. I don't know. He's having a season of his life. He might be, look, he might even win the championship, but we'll see, though. Anything can really happen in the chase format. Look, man, he may be out of the round 16. I don't know, but I have to wait and find out for that. The other one we'll talk about is Alex Bowman, because he had a collision once again for the 2nd race in a row with Denny Hamlin. Pretty sure Bowman just cleared himself or something along those lines, but I'm a bit worried for Bowman about the chase. See, because when we get to the standings, he's not in the top 20. He's not inside of the top 20. Pretty sure he's like 22nd, maybe. So I'm a bit worried for him, and even maybe even for Chase Elliott, since pretty sure we have 15, 14 races left maybe of the regular season, and both of them have not been performing well. Elliott has been performing pretty well. Bowman, on the other hand, has just been crashed out, or just been really, really unlucky as well. Bit worried for Bowman. I'm not too sure if he is going to make the chase. It would be a massive blow if he does miss the chase. Even Chase Elliott. I can't wait for another, like 2013 and Spingate when they added Jeff Gordon for some reason in the chase, which was stupid. I can't wait for that to happen. That Chase Elliott will be the 17th driver. Can't believe that. My God. And the real possibilities of that happening is, I don't want to think about that. But let's have a look at the yellow finishes outside of the top 15. Todd Gilliland, he finished really well at the pole sitter. Eric Almirola, he finished out in 18th. Other ones, there's Alex Bowman down in 26th place after contact with Denny Hamlin. And in last place, Austin Hill due to a damaged vehicle policy. And Kyle Larson, pretty sure he spun out a couple times, so he finished down in 36th place. So with that out of the way, let's now talk about the Truck Series standings. So here are the Truck Series standings. Corey Heim, he extends his championship lead in the regular season, but we're mainly going to be talking about the playoffs since that's coming up pretty soon. Then we got Zane Smith, Christian Eckes, Grant Finger, Carson Hocevar, Ben Rose. All of them are safe. Pretty sure the other drivers also safe is Ty Majeski. He's plus 95 above the cut line, so I'm pretty sure he's fine. Then we got Nick Sanchez, plus 2 above the cut line. 9th place, Matt Benedetto, plus 5 above the cut line. And Matt Crafton, plus 1 above the cut line. The closest driver is currently Stuart Friesen, minus 1 below the cut line. And the next closest is Tanner Gray, minus 24 below the cut line. So that cut line is getting very, very close. Pretty sure the top 7 are fine. If Majeski retires in all the next races, I think there'll be a bit of a problem. But I'm pretty sure Majeski is alright. And obviously the winners are also fine as well. But for Sanchez and Matt Benedetto and Crafton, they all need to have good results in the next couple races. If there is another winner, let's just say if Daniel Dye wins the next race, then there's going to be some issues with some of those drivers. So yeah, it is really game time now for all these drivers who has not won yet. Now for the Xfinity Series, John Nemechek, obviously he extends his championship lead. He's actually now 16 points in front of Austin Hill in the regular season standings. And they got Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, Chandler Smith, Sammy Smith, and Jeff Burton. The top 7 are in via the wins. Then we have Josh Berry, who I'm pretty sure is mathematically in, plus 84 above the cut line. Sam Mayer, plus 46 above the cut line. Sheldon Creed, plus 26 above the cut line. And Daniel Hemrick, plus 41 above the cut line. The close driver, though, outside of the cut line is currently Riley Herbst, plus 6 above the cut line, while Parker Kligerman, who's the first driver outside of the playoffs, minus 6 below the cut line. And the next is Brett Moffitt, minus 53 above the cut line. I'm pretty sure Barry, Mayer, Creed, and Hemrick, pretty sure they might be safe. Close driver, I think Barry has a pretty decent cushion. Creed, Mayer, and Hemrick, they probably need to have some good race results. Herbst, however, he needs to basically win. He needs to win to at least be safe. Plus 6 is not a lot. especially with Kligerman, who that big machine racing Chevy is pretty fast. Herb seems to at least have some good results in the next coming weeks. So let's now move over now to the Cup Series standings. William Byron increases his championship lead. Pretty sure he's now 21 points in front of second place, which is more attracting you in the regular season standings, but we don't talk about the regular season standings. Let's talk about the playoffs. Obviously, William Byron, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Joe Logano, Tyler Reddick, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. All those drivers are safe. Pretty sure as well, Kevin Harvick, who's plus 126, Brad Keselowski plus 100, and Chris Buescher plus 102. All those three drivers are safe. However, these two drivers, Daniel Suarez and Michael McDowell, both of them are plus 3 above the cut line. The close driver is currently Bubba Wallace at minus 3 above the cut line. AJ Allmendinger is minus 13 below the cut line. So, once again, just like in the Xfinity Series, Suarez and McDowell, they need to be sweating. They need to produce good results from now on. They need to at least maybe be in the top 5 every day or every race. Maybe even get like a win possibly to make sure it's a lot more safe. But there's a lot more chances for some of these drivers like Wallace, like Allmendinger, like even Ty Gibbs, who's been performing really, really well as a rookie this season. They could possibly win and steal a spot in the chase. Well, I should say in the playoffs, not the chase, but still. I think Harvick, Keselowski, Busch are pretty sure they're fine, unless there's the new race winner, which will be a bit of an issue for those three drivers. But Suarez and McDowell, they need to be sweating. They need to produce some good race results for the next couple of races before the playoffs start. So just a reminder that next week's race is at New Hampshire for the Cup and the Xfinity Series, along with the Wheeler and Modified Tour. So that's really about it. I want you guys to please like, comment, subscribe. It would really help me, especially for this channel. If you guys also want to see some more motorsport content from me, but that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.